So it's fashion time. What am I wearing today? I wanted to be comfortable today, so my stylist decided to pair me in this comfortable joggers and top from H&M, and they're paired with this sick boots from Converse. Super cool. And they're styled by, you already know, the one and only Krystyna, Hannon.
So, welcome everybody to another episode of On Ghetto Stories. It's your girl Agnes, and with me I have the one and only Ewa Ekwa.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, girl. I am so happy to have you here. Like, you have no idea how long. Like, it took us a while to, arrange a meeting and everything because you're scheduled, girl. But I'm so glad.
Everyone's scheduled.
That's
true.
true.
Staying busy.
That's true.
Both and busy.
That's the goal for this year. But I'm so glad that, you took the time out to chop it up with your girl.
For sure, I got a story.
Thank you, boo. And
I had to be here before it gets big.
Period. Exactly.
Or I had to make it big.
Period. And I know today was really a lot because you were performing last night.
Yes, I slept a couple of hours today. When I was coming back home, it was already bright. It was a huge event. I was singing with multiple singers, the Polish artists. It was like a charity event.
Yeah.
But all the Polish act, like just basically, the industry. But it was lovely. But but that's part of the job.
That's part of the job, of course.
You go from one place to another. You are on tour. You have to wake up. Like often, I go to another city or something.
Yeah.
And I don't even really have time to really see it. Like there is a break between rehearsals or something, and then I go and eat.
Yeah.
But
and pee.
And whatever I see on the way,
that's all you see.
That's what I got.
Wow. Well, I'm so glad that you're here, and we're just gonna keep it, quick as possible, so you can get some sleep.
So let the people know what is your background growing up, because of course I know you're Polish, but I always still mix up your other,
black side where that side is
everyone in Poland is Nigerian.
Exactly, yes.
And I'm not, and that's surprising to people though.
And I know you aren't, and Ben also isn't. So I'm always just like, I don't
even
know.
Me with Ben, Ben is my friend.
Yes,
our mutual friend. Even me with him, sometimes I forget a little bit because he changes it. I feel like
you see,
he's something else every time, and I've known him for like 10 years probably.
Like,
I think it's Mali.
I
hope he's not gonna get mad at me.
No, I think he's Mali.
It's something between Ivory Coast and Mali. I don't know what history they have, but maybe they were connected somehow or something. That's why it's two, and that's what's confusing.
Okay. So where are you from? Both of your parents. Like, let the people know. Like, yes. How did you become this whole beautiful you that you are?
Well, my mom is Polish. My dad is Cameroonian. Okay. They met at the university.
Wow, in
Poland. My dad was studying political studies and my mom was studying journalism.
Wow.
Back then, you had to study in Poland in Polish. So my father had to study it in Polish and finish it in Polish in Warsaw University.
So he was here that's almost 25 years ago.
My brother is 38.
Ooh. So that was about at least 40 years ago.
Yes.
Wow.
If anyone has parents that age, then they know that most of them would go to Łódź for the first year and learn just Polish for the whole year.
Right.
So that then they can go study in Polish whatever they are studying. So if you're studying medicine, you're going to study it in Polish. So that's what it was, and my father was studying in Polish back then. And then he went to Sorbonne in France and did his PhD.
Wow, that's amazing. And then you came to the world. So you're from Warsaw, or which city are you from?
I'm from Warsaw. I was born in Warsaw.
Oh, super. So you're one of them people.
Warsawer.
Yes.
Damn people.
Because I always hear people always say, like, not everybody that say they're from Warsaw are Warszawians, So.
Oh, Jesus, but I feel like the people who are actually not from Warsaw are saying it. Because it wasn't ever when I was born. My grandfather was like, his parents died in Warsaw Uprising in Warsaw. Wow. And I'm not the person that is like,
yeah, of course.
Well, are your grandparents born in Warsaw? Because if not, then you're not.
Then you're not. Wow, that's amazing. I love.
So growing up in general, were you raised with both parents? How, if not, like, how did you identify as, and what was that childhood like for you?
Well, my dad passed away when I was 3. My dad worked for UN, and he went for a mission, and they shut down the plane above Angola. So he passed away when I was 3 years old.
No way.
Yeah, so I grew up with my mom only, and she never actually, I'm not saying I don't know what she was doing outside of our house, but I never had like a stepfather or anything like this, even a boyfriend.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Her,
None of that. She was with us a lot, so I don't know when she would do it.
And I remember you told me she was working as a nurse or something. What was she working?
That
as?
wasn't me. Maybe
That
that was Ben.
Okay.
No, she was a journalist. She was a spokesperson for the mayor of the city.
And it makes sense how they met. Okay, both your parents. Okay.
Yeah, they met at the university.
Exactly.
And then she went on and became like a spokesperson for the mayor of for Warsaw. Wow. And then she just continued on kind of within her area, but not that anymore.
Okay. So she was a single mother, raising 2 kids.
2 black kids in Poland. And my brother was born in the 80s.
Oh my goodness. That is wow. Isn't that crazy? Like,
it
I'm
is
Eva's
wild.
friend for like how many years, and I've never heard this side of
because I'm just like, you know, like if it doesn't come up, you don't walk around and just talk about how your parents met. Although every time I get in a taxi, I get this question in Warsaw. Like, I can put my foot in, and they're like, "Wait, are you Polish? Where are you from?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm Polish," because I don't feel like I owe anybody the whole story. So I'm like, "Yeah, I'm Polish."
Of course.
And then they're like, "I am mixed." And if you ask me like in a normal circumstance, I'm gonna be like, "I'm mixed. I'm Polish, Cameroonian." But if I'm getting in a taxi and I don't know you, I don't owe you a whole story of my family. So, but the people then ask me like, who? Maybe your parents are both Polish. They just did. They need to know.
Not knowing that
You know where that's leading, because you know their agenda anyways. But it's true, it gets
but
tiring.
I mean, it's tiring. It's 2 things at the same time. I'm not saying people have bad intentions, but it's just like, I am interested in a lot of things, but I don't come and ask people about everything. Some things are just like inappropriate and you need to keep it chill. But you know, anyway, they ask me about where I'm from and I say, you know, I'm Polish, and they're digging in and asking if my parents are still together or anything like this.
Yeah, because I know that there is this thing where a lot of people know that when you're mixed in Poland, especially those with the Nigerian side of the parents, they are usually split. Exactly, not you. They're usually, you know, it's kind of like, oh, they studied, she was pregnant, and then he went back to Africa or something like that.
No, but it's a very complicated topic because it's so deep. It's not one-sided. Exactly. It's 2 separate cultures that come together. Women here don't know African culture at all, and they get in relationships with African men, and then they expect them to act and behave the exact same way like Polish men. And on the other side, the same thing. People come here and they expect these women to be African women, but they both don't make enough effort or even to get to know each other enough to know if that culture is not going to be a problem, because fidelity is a different conversation in Africa than it is in Poland. I'm sorry.
Girl, speak it. Speak on it.
Let's be real. Like, I'm going to be real. I'm going to say everything I want to say. And this is true.
It is true. It is totally true. And it's something where I know that in the African culture, it's something where you can get away with it. It's something where it's forgiven. It's something that it isn't like all and be all.
It's even like you can have a wife and have a baby outside, and sometimes the wife will raise the baby that you had outside. And you know, I'm not saying it's everyone, it's never everyone, but I'm just saying it's more common. You live in Poland, so you know, in comparison. Of course. It's not how men here move. I'm not saying men here don't cheat. It's just culturally different. Even women in Africa, often knowing that this is the case, they look for different things than this specific fidelity. Like maybe it's the social status, or it might be the financial situation.
Yes.
Because they're like, if all of you are going to cheat, then at least you
I need to make sure I'm in a better
I'm
situation.
saying my child is safe, you know,
Makes
and
sense.
provided for. So
Makes sense.
what I'm trying to say is
There are a lot of
culturally,
layers to this.
yeah, and culturally it's different. And then if you turn back the time, my father was, like I told you, he knew multiple languages. He was, he did the PhD in Sorbonne in France. But here in Poland, when he finished the university, what was his opportunities in the 80s? He couldn't stay here. He went to France to continue with his education and everything like this. So people forget a little bit outside of everything and the cultural aspect, which is also very important.
Right.
Because some people are like, I want to have a mixed baby.
Right.
That's dumb.
That's dumb.
It's gonna get you
Nowhere.
nowhere.
You're just gonna pile up more trauma for the kid.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But so back then, what was if you were educated, if you wanted better for yourself in your life, what were the opportunities for you in Poland? You could work somewhere, maybe get work like not even McDonald's, because in the 80s there was no McDonald's in Poland.
And even if you were in the restaurant, you'd be in the back of the...
And you are a man with ambitions, who knows languages, who, you know,
That's
and
true.
then you're always seen for the color of your skin first.
Oh.
And there's assumptions coming with the color of your skin. So it couldn't be easy. And for an African man who usually wants to provide, wants to take care of the family, and even for himself, like progress and move, you know, then living in a place where your opportunities are so limited,
Because of the way
it's just like almost impossible.
That is true.
Not only because of the way that you look, but especially back then, it's just opening now, Poland.
Yes.
But back then it was, you know, you always speak a Polish person over anyone else.
That's true. That's true. Wow. I mean, I just want to use this opportunity to thank your parents, because without them, there wouldn't be you and there wouldn't be us. You know, like you guys basically crawled so we could walk. You know, in a way. Because without that, not pushing people a little bit out of their, you know, mindset, it would be harder for them to accept people that, you know, look like me, you know, which is darker, more colorism, you know, and it's just, it's a whole lot of layers.
It's a process, but this topic is so deep because it has so many aspects. It's not just one-sided, it's not just one person being right, it's not even about being right. But me traveling, because I went to multiple African countries as well recently, I'm not saying I'm a specialist. I'm not putting myself in a position where I can tell you more than you know about Nigeria, or I'm not trying to say that, but it's observations. Like even you living here, you're allowed to have observations, and naturally you will have one. So me traveling, I'm like, more and more, the more countries I went to, I was like, it's really hard in my opinion for a European person, an African person to come together and create a relationship, especially if they are not emotionally elevated, you know?
That's true.
Because it's different in different worlds, no negativity towards anything, but it was normal back in the day, historically, that depending on the continent, you had a different culture. And it was okay that in Europe we act like this, and then we go to China and we act differently. Now we have internet and everyone expects everyone to act exactly the same. And going to Africa, even from like, you know, passing things with your right hand. Do you think anyone cares about it in Poland? From small things, or like shaking hand to say hi, and in a lot of Africa, West Africa, like it's a
It's like what? Yes.
exactly. So it's from small things, but it grows bigger than just.
If it's that's why I always tell people it's not only just about love. Love is not enough. There's always other layers, because there's always the family of one partner. Like it's crazy, because you can be in love, and when you see the bigger picture, you're like, can I put up with this for the rest of my life?
But still, you can't protect yourself if you don't know. Like, I'll give you an example. If a man in Poland, let's say, tells me, I'm from this and this place, I don't know, I'm from Warsaw, I grew up here, I went to this school, it gives you an idea of this person. If you are hearing from a person, let's say Nigeria, Cameroon, whatever, I went to this school, what does it tell you? Like you don't have the social relevance to understand like what type of person are they, to check them a little bit, to see, you know, you have to go with whatever they tell you.
That's true. That's so true.
So that way you don't have like you don't have a way to necessarily protect yourself. again, I'm not saying these people are some predators. I'm just trying to say, like, you know, as a woman who dates, you know,
and that's what I actually want.
Where is your family coming from?
Yes.
Like, who is your family? You don't know that when a person is from a different continent.
Of course.
Or, you know, what does it mean that someone has their parent is a pastor?
Speaking of that,
everyone in Nigeria has a parent who's a pastor.
That's so funny.
Because in here, it would mean like everyone connected with
I
the
can't
priest.
even deny that because my dad is looking. You see, it's like
it's a little
wow. And I went back to Nigeria last year, and almost all of my cousins from my answer. And I was like, "What is in the water? Water?" Like, I remember my cousins; they were studying, you know, political science, medicine, IT, and I'm like, "Wait, how are you guys?" Pastoral, like I don't understand. So
like again, it's no judgment, but it's just we are noticing differences in culture. And the thing is, like, if in Poland they say to someone pastor, they connected with Catholic church, and they have a completely different picture of what it means and what it means to be a pastor, to be in Nigeria. Like, there is amazing pastors, I'm sure, but there are also, you can call yourself a pastor today. You know? So that's what
and for clarification, in Nigeria we have priests and we also have pastors. It's totally different.
And probably the sheikhs.
Yes, sheikhs as well. Yes.
They have everything.
Nigeria
has everything.
That is true.
One time I went to Nigeria and my phone dropped on the ground and it cracked. And when I came back to Poland, someone saw it crack and was like, "What happened?" And I was in Nigeria, it dropped on the concrete. They said to me, "They have concrete in Nigeria?" So everything that you can think of is in Nigeria. Concrete and everything else. And more, because the rich people in Nigeria are not to be compared with the Polish rich people. It's like,
it's totally different. Yes. That is so true. It was just funny because I remember I was working and one of my colleagues told me that she was dating a Nigerian but an Igbo person and in Amsterdam, and they just broke up a year ago. And I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. She was like, I'm glad it's over, because she was like, she saw that they've been dating for 3 or 4 years, and you will not believe that. Literally, she saw this on Facebook. You know how you're on Facebook and there are different profiles that pop out and it's like, add this friend. And suddenly there was a woman that pops up and it was a picture on her profile with her then boyfriend, with her now ex, in a wedding, you know, attire outfit together, you know, on the like, I was like, this is...
But honestly, with everything that I even know, with being connected to the culture in some ways, still me, my dating life is not that I'm immune to someone lying to me.
Like, how does that even affect, like, does that have an impact in your dating, like dating a white person as opposed to dating a Polish person as opposed to dating someone from Africa in general?
I was saying no problem. You've been here, right?
Of course, yes.
So there's a lot said without saying anything, with just being here and knowing how things are here for Black people. I'm not saying it's the worst place in the world. I'm not even saying that racism is organized. However, there's a lot of ignorance. And just it gets you tired that you get in a taxi and you get the same questions all the time. Like, and you know that the first thing that people see is the color of your skin, and they already associate set of behaviors maybe or characteristics that you might have, and then them getting to know you, that's when they might change their mind. But I mean, you don't get a clean slate because you just walk in and you're just someone to get to know. You are a Black person walking in.
Of course. So you're saying that dating, you know, Polish people as opposed to dating a Black person,
on average,
yes, on average for you, let's say,
because when I go to Africa, I'm saying Africa, of course, it's a continent, but you know what I mean, like different countries.
Yes, I know.
Usually, depending on I haven't been to South Africa, for example, but I've been to Kenya, different places where people, on average, have a darker skin.
Yes.
And to them, I look white.
Exactly. Because you're way lighter. Yes.
And so, and here, to white people, I look Black.
Yes, of course.
So, for them, you know, they have all this uncomfortable, a lot of them, a lot of uncomfortable just it doesn't feel equal. It doesn't feel, just balanced. And we're getting to know each other. It feels sometimes like
someone is up here.
Not even up here, but just that they already, see me as a black girl. Maybe they want to try a black girl. Maybe they, and they don't understand a lot of things that are my daily bread. I'm not sitting in my, drama or whatever. I'm not worried about taxi drivers asking me where I'm from, but I'm saying this is my reality.
Exactly.
So it would be nice if a partner that I'm coming back home to would understand it, or at least empathically somehow be able to connect with it.
Of course.
So the connection of that for Polish men is usually, on average, is just a little difficult, that part. Not everyone, but
Yeah.
I also can relate in just a little bit, but at the end of the day, I'm still a black girl, even though I still say, I'm from Sweden, living in Poland, but literally you're a mix. So it's like, you're always in between,
But I would say that the connection of just treating me like a normal person without awkward comments about me being chocolate or trying to. Again, when I speak on this, I don't mean that there are no exceptions or that everyone is like this.
You're just generalizing for most of your experience, how it has been.
Yeah, on average,
Same to me. Mine is mostly from my behavior, of course, as opposed to my skin. Yes, they see I'm a black person, but till when I speak to black people, then she's more, European. She's not Nigerian.
Right?
Yeah, her mental, the way she's.
And that comes out too, because on one hand you would like to feel like you are a part of us, but you will not feel like you're a part here fully because they don't see you as a Polish person when you don't have a white skin color. Then you go to Africa, and generally the vibe will be good because people are open just by nature.
Right.
But it will come out
that the mental is different.
What you say is European. Right? Okay, we will give you let it slide because you are a white girl.
That's true. Oh my goodness. Wow.
And it's not even about the color of the skin because, like you said, it can happen to you.
Yes.
You can be
exactly. So, I feel you, boo. I feel you. Well, enough of this. Let's move to a more lighter note. But before that, we're gonna take a little bit of our sip from Freezy.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
How did that come about with you being a singer? Was this something you picked up growing up, or were you always a crybaby and somehow you started singing?
No, I wasn't a crybaby at all. My mom said that I was so chill. All I needed was to see her, and she could wash her windows. It was cool. I wasn't the problem like that. She said that when I was waking up, I would always kind of sing before I could speak, but not sing real songs.
Of course.
I'm not saying that. I was singing Whitney Houston at 7 months old. I was just
your voice was just more in a melodic way.
No. When I woke up, I would make those sounds singing
over
and
over again.
But she didn't every morning, and she said that one time I lost my voice for some reason, because I was sick, normal stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I couldn't do it. And she said I looked so sad. But then when I was 2 years old, I started singing in a church choir.
Okay. Take the glass.
It's time if we're talking about Jesus.
Wow. I didn't even want to bring that out because I know with most black people, they will always be like, yes, in church, our parents put us in the choir. So you was in the church.
I was.
Catholic church, obviously.
Catholic church. But that was the fun part. I feel like everything in my life kind of led me to a point because I was a part of Catholic church, but the priest that was kind of doing the masses for children had this vibe for gospel. He got us the robes. We had a choir. We had a Sunday school, which is not normal for a Catholic church at all. And he was very charismatic. He was coming out and doing things for the masses. So I really liked it. Every Saturday I would go there. And on Saturday, they were giving candies and sweets. And we were spending the day and learning the songs and singing. It was a cool time. And then on Sunday, we would sing at the mass. So I started going there when I was 3 years old. I liked it. Nobody forced me. It wasn't none of that. And I just liked singing. That's all. And then at a point in time, my mom said that someone in church told her that, oh, she has a good voice. You should do something with it. But she had opportunities to put me in commercials when I was a child and all of this. And she said she doesn't want for me to have my childhood taken away in any way. She said that it would be money for her, but it wouldn't be fun for me to be on set for hours. I'm not judging anyone who does this, but I'm saying that was
her. This beautiful
atmosphere. But I was, you know, she was like, she doesn't want to take away from me because it doesn't seem like a cool thing for a child. But some children like it. Of course. They are in this industry.
Of course.
I'm just talking about how she saw it. And that's why she never kind of pushed towards that. She just allowed me to do my own thing and see what I like
with it.
And then if I like this, then she's with it. If I like this, then she's with it. And that's what it was. And I was singing there until I was 8, and then I was like, Mom, I don't want to sing anymore in this church choir because it was like I went to school and
this became more interesting, cooler.
Church wasn't that cool anymore. So, and then I grew up and, you know, I guess I needed more different things. I just didn't, the vibe, I didn't like it anymore.
Right.
So
it happens with kids, even with sports. You're playing, and at some point you're 13, 14,
and you have to remember, I started when I was like 3 years old. I mean,
that's true.
It was like, what do you call it in Portugal? In English, what do you call it? Like where you put children after school.
Preschool, kindergarten.
I mean, like when they finish their classes, and then they go somewhere before their parents pick them
up. What is it? Daycare? Yeah, we don't really have a name as well, but it's like daycare or like waiting room. You just there doing stuff. But waiting room sounds like you're waiting for God before between heaven and earth. But yeah, that's
so it was like a daycare type of thing that I enjoyed. And then I went to school and I started having new interests. I really like sports. I used to play basketball and I was supporting that too. But at a point in time, I still like singing. So I told my mom at a point, I don't want to sing in this choir anymore. I don't want to go. She expected that I don't want to be part of it. She did ask me why, but you know, I just didn't like it. She was cool with it. And then I told her that I still want to sing. So she went and signed me up for this like big Polish theater choir for kids. It's called Ala Polaka. They were performing.
Oh, Polish. Okay.
They were performing for the Pope and stuff like this. So, but classical. So I started singing there. I sang there for a little bit.
Singing classical music?
Yeah, but not classical. Classical. I mean, like it was songs that weren't like fully classical singing voice, but they weren't entertainment. They were more like something in between because it was also small kids still. So more classical singing, but not all the way.
Okay.
And so, you know, the choirs, children choirs that perform for popes and stuff, this type of vibe. So I went there and I didn't like it. And I told my mom,
I don't like it, Mom.
I don't want to go there. I want to sing gospel. I told her. She said, gospel, okay. So she started looking for choirs for me.
Oh, that's so
and
sweet.
she started looking. She called one top Polish choir, Christian choir, where there are only adults. And I was like 12 at that point. And she was like, my daughter wants to sing. Can she join you? And they were like, no, because we're only accepting adults and she's 13.
Oh
and
God.
Also no, because it's a professional choir. I was like, okay, so she continued looking. And she found gospel workshops for me. And it used to be a huge thing in Poland, but also quite hermetic. Like you only knew about it if you were quiet, so you somehow got in the, it's kind of like African community in Poland.
Of course, you need to be in the circle to kind of...
Yeah, so she signed me up for my first workshop and she went for her first workshop with me, sat down with me for some time, and then she was like, go.
This is
like those because everyone was adult and I was the only like younger kid. Yes. She was like, no, I gotta go, you have to stay. And she left me. I was like, bitch. I'm joking.
But I know what you mean. You felt really comfortable.
It's like
when
parents leave children
at school. Yeah, like the first
time.
week, you need to like stay with them.
Like, you love them and you want to give them comfort, but they also need to stay at school.
Alone. Yes.
So she gave me that, and I was like, okay.